Lil Baby has done a lot of wild in the past to get to where he is. In fact, it's crazy he's not in the pen somewhere or 6 feet under.
Tonight, in the past 5 minutes, we got new information in the arrest of a rapper in Southwest Atlanta. This arrest had witnesses stunned.
What are you doing, Lil Baby?
So we got this YouTube video of Lil Baby face down in the street next to an orange sports car, as you can see. This is his mugshot right here.
And you don't blame the man. He's young, rich, black, and relevant. That's a target right there if there was any. And yet the rappers found a way to stay 10 toes down. However, some of Lil Baby's wildest moments have been caught on camera, not once, not twice. And I'm gonna show the 10 wildest I know. You ready? Let's dive in. Don't touch me. On the 10th of June, 2016, Christina Grimmie was signing autographs for fans after a concert performance at the Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida, when a crazed fan shot her dead. It turns out this fan had been obsessed with her for years at that point, and police would discover that he had an unhealthy and unrealistic infatuation with the singer. It was so bad that he even tried to make himself more physically attractive for her by losing weight, getting hair transplants, whitening his teeth, and going for eye surgery. That's not a fan, that's a stan. And in September of 2023, Lil Baby had to deal with one supposed fan that felt entitled to his personal space. The video was posted by an IG user, Pretty Lil Dollface. She was the fan in the video screaming Lil Baby's name as he walked within arm's length in a crowded club in Tampa, Florida. Now, a celebrity being at arm's length don't mean you should give him your arm or even touch him, and Lil Baby made it clear with a clear warning, "Don't touch me." The recording ends immediately after she responds, "Okay." Now, ordinarily, the story should end there, and it would if she didn't post the video with this caption on the IG video. In the caption, she says, "Y'all can have Lil Baby. I mean, I respect people's privacy. To be honest, baby girl, you don't, because if you did, you won't touch someone that doesn't know you." The caption continues, "I'm a fan. I just was fanned out at the moment. I paid front row seats at his concert and VIP at the after party for this." First off, that don't mean nothing. The fact you as a fan don't mean you should start touching him. You paid to see him and hear his music and probably party with him. There was no touching in that contract. That's some Chris Brown's, Drake type of shit. But it gets even crazy because this Pretty Lil Doll IG character would go on to say, "I thought he was humble, but don't touch me is wild. He lost my support. The only thing wild about this is equating humility with zero boundaries." And this is a lady, by the way. For anyone defending the lady, I'ma just ask you this question. See what your answer is in the comment section is. What if this was Riri? What if Rihanna was walking through a club in Tampa, Florida, and some male fan touched her and posted this stand like entitlement reeking clownery of a post as an excuse for why they touched Rihanna? Would you still defend him? So how is this any different? Frauenfeld Festival. We still on the topic of the Lil Baby fans, and this one I'm about to show you was a little bolder and got a little crazy with his attempt. The incident happened in 2022 at the 2022 Open Air Frauenfeld Festival. Out of nowhere, an overzealous fan jumped on stage and tried to hug the Atlanta rapper in the middle of his performance. But unlike the IG stan, this one got hit by karma immediately. And by karma, I mean Lil Baby's ruthless bodyguards. They don't play. They yeeted the fan so hard the homie flew off stage like a rag doll and into a metal barricade that was protecting the crowd. Now they say that someone helped him to his feet. And to his credit, Lil Baby stopped the show to check if the fan was injured after that really scary fall. Now, fact is, none of us would have even seen this footage if someone didn't record it. Why? Because the fan in question knew his place. He knew his place. He knew what he did was wrong. And he didn't get twisted about it on social media like some salty pretzel. I swear this is the last time Emma talk about her. Fact is, y'all fans gotta respect these celebrities' boundaries. Y'all gotta put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself what you would do if someone you don't know just jumped on you like that with zero warning. Someone you don't know from Biden. Because these celebrities are real people. Maybe not Kawhi Leonard, but at least Lil Baby. And him, like most real people, even you want to be left the fuck alone. Now, I know that this don't really paint Lil Baby in the best of light, and I know it may kind of look like he don't care about his fans' well-being, but he does. Any real fan of the rapper knows that. It's just dangerous because it keeps on happening. This ain't the first time. Back when Lil Baby was touring Charlotte, some fan got on stage and began, well, frankly, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but the bodyguards checked him. They checked him so bad, I don't think the homie would be crashing any Lil Baby set anytime soon. Lil Baby? Lil Zasty? The only thing worse than being gay as a rapper is having your gay sex tape drop against your wish. And before you decide you's gonna come out of your closet. Well, Lil Baby had something of a very similar incident in October. This video dropped of a Lil Baby lookalike giving head to another man with some special type of dedication. I know you ain't expecting me to do a breakdown of that video now. Come on, dog. What do you take me for? Anyway, if you've seen the video, then you know the semblance was strong. Hair, cheekbone, facial structure and all. It was like we were seeing Lil Baby's twin in the video. Or was it Lil Baby himself? When the explicit video started to circulate on X, formerly Twitter, it had a caption that read, "Nah, Lil Baby." And you can expect, Twitter peeps were more than happy to take Lil Baby for the buck and drag him for the vid. Y'all know it ain't too long ago that a video of Von surfaced on the internet on him, behind bars acting all zesty to avoid heat.
Got a problem with gay people. How you gonna be Christian?
So because of your sexual orientation, you're requesting protective custody, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Some people, namely his fans, swore it was all strategy. Other people said Von was actually in the closet all this time, and that if Lil Tim had waited just a little while before sending the Chicago Demon to the Phantom Zone, Von would have come out. Well, I don't know about that, and it's a dead issue already, no pun intended. But Lil Baby, on the other hand, he wasn't gonna let it slide. On his IG story, the rapper came to his own defense saying, "Y'all gotta stop using my name and likeness when y'all get bored. The extremes motherfuckers go to for clout is sick. Ain't no mystery in my history on no level. This my last time addressing any kind of dumbass clickbait. The is wrong with y'all? We hear you, baby. Loud and clear, we hear you. But to be real, it don't help that all of this toxic press is coming out while the rapper's career has been on a free fall." Lil Baby versus YK Osiris. Talking about rappers that have fallen off, maybe Lil Baby shouldn't have around with YK Osiris. And I ain't saying what I'm about to say because I hate the guy. It's just that Osiris is one rapper that's no longer relevant. But even worse, his irrelevance is contagious. And yet the man still surfaces to public consciousness time and again. And it's never for his music. It's always because he's owing someone money. In this case, he was owing Lil Baby $5,000. The two of them was at an icebox store in Atlanta when Lil Baby stumbled on Osiris. First thing he noticed was his goofy ass looking jumpsuit. But all Osiris was doing was showing teeth and saying "yes sir," like they was in a platoon or something.
Oh, you missed to put it on. Oh, you missed to put it on. Yes sir. Yes sir.
But Lil Baby understood what was happening. He understood the sudden compliance, why Osiris was all smiles, because when he was done messing around with the rapper, Lil Baby dropped the $5,000 question.
Nigga, have to. Oh, sorry, let me get my 5 in, man.
I can't wait to get to I can't.
You know, the question was embarrassing, and Osiris was just laughing to cover up the unease. He was probably shocked that Lil Baby would ask for his money back, and in public. I mean, what's Osiris doing in an icebox when he owed money? Because when Osiris would say Lil Baby was too rich to be asking for his 5 bands, Lil Baby responded that he was dead ass serious, was waiting for Osiris' next hit, and that he would mail an invoice to his label. You're gonna wait a while, Lil Baby.
How long you owe me?
That's
a lot.
April might be a little right on one wrist.
About 5 cents, right?
Now make no mistake, Lil Baby really wasn't dead serious. And ever since YK went broke after blowing through his first $1 million when he was just 18, the industry heavyweights have kind of adopted him. They all give him money, and he owes all of them money. Lil Baby, Young Thug, Drake, Lil Baby versus photographer. Lil Baby has had a very interesting history with photographers, more specifically cameras. It's like everywhere he goes, someone with a lens is always trying to catch him lacking. In this case in particular, during Michael Rubin's all-white party that had the whole industry in attendance, a photographer took very sus-looking images of him all wrapped up on Michael Rubin and a couple of other stars. It looked wrong. And as the began blowing up on the internet, everyone from academics to 50 Cent got on the train with big question marks. Trust 50. He used the incident as an opportunity to diss Diddy, saying, "See, this is why I don't go to no party Puffy and them at. The is going on here? Get the off my young." One user would even respond that they got Lil Baby smiling so hard you could see his wisdom teeth. Crazy. So Lil Baby hopped on his story and started posting videos of Mike Rubin and the photographer in question with the caption saying that white men were just too touchy and
She said we had 5 girls, she'd be like, all y'all get in the shower.
Mike. Man, Mike.
I'm gonna come hug you right now. I'm coming to hug you. Big hug. Get everyone to love each other.
Now this the did it though. See, this the did it, man.
Michael Rubin called it drunken hugs on his own IG story, and Lil Baby just kept showing those damn teeth. Maybe there's nothing, maybe really. But a more recent encounter with a photographer almost turned ugly when they began asking Lil Baby stupid questions. Lil Baby was hanging out with Thugger, Gunna, his crew, and a few other artists when they started making their way to the vehicle. Now, I don't know if the photographer didn't get the memo, or if he was truly lost or just plain nosy, but he made the grave error of asking Lil Baby where they were going. On The Breakfast Show. Most celebrities don't like interviews, but Lil Baby, he got a special hate for him.
What's the last that you had to deal with in the industry?
Interviews?
And you can't blame the man. The only things worse than paparazzis and photographers are interviewers interviewing, or as Lil Baby put it, interrogating.
What happened in the interview?
I already don't like talking.
Yeah.
We know. And then I say, I be saying I don't even know how to talk, because I don't. Like, it's like interrogation. You right there, you right there, you right there. You ask me a question, then I'm trying to keep it, you feel me?
Because if you're from the hood, then you know answering the wrong questions can either end your career, your life, or both. And I ain't even covered how it could put your family in harm's way. It's a dangerous sport, something Lil Baby is completely aware of.
I ain't lying.
But I ain't telling the truth either. I don't want to tell you too much.
At that point, then it's like, with me, what I'm used to, like, get my life. Now I'm saying I don't even supposed to be saying, like.
It's a lot of that have snitched in interviews. More recently, we got the self-snitching case of Keefe D, whose mouth took him all the way to the pen. Now, I know the Keefe D case is pretty extreme, but it ain't too far off course. Fact is, most of the rappers who say too much say it without even knowing that they tripping.
Too told, telling, they be, a lot of them don't even be
knowing they
trying to tell. They just said too much. Like, bro, you done said too much. Like, damn. You feel me? Like, really, like, the instance of your whole life change, cause you like, you in the hot seat, you feel me?
And that's probably what set Lil Baby apart. What kept him alive when a lot of his other homies were falling left, right, center, or getting nabbed by 12. Like, where's 42 Doug today? You know where, so you can't blame Lil Baby. But hey, if none of this is crazy enough for you.
Well, the worst thing you said is that you threw a chair.
Today.
On camera.
No, I'm kidding.
I ain't throw that bit.
Had a principle.
That was the truth.
Not the children.
Did you ever want a relationship with your father?
Nah, cause I ain't had one to want one. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't like, man, it was like me and my son, and then he went away, or I, like, from the get-go. I don't remember that, so I ain't never. Ain't nothing I wanted for.
Lil Baby's father left him when he was just 2. Together with his 2 sisters, Lil Baby's mother raised them in Atlanta, so you know it was rough. By 9th grade, he had dropped out of high school to commit fully to drug dealing. The footage you're looking at right now is old footage of the rapper when he was just 7. You can tell from the footage you're seeing that he was born to be a performer. Everyone who saw him knew that. Everyone but himself. And that's why he stumbled, or better still, was convinced to start rapping by producers who believed he could be more than he was. They were right. That's Lil Baby's story in a nutshell. And it's the kind of roots you do not forget. So you shouldn't be surprised that the rapper don't mess with his kids. You can see him balling out with his son on the stage at Center Park, a stadium in Atlanta, Georgia back in 21. He even told Charlamagne that he wanted to be involved in his kids' lives in a way his father never did. Lil Baby also doesn't play with other people's kids, especially black kids that also happen to be his fans. Because if you didn't know where I was going with all of this, well, it's about his bodyguards again. I have already shown you how crazy Lil Baby bodyguards can be, how rough they can get, and how they have the tendency to be extra when a fan steps out of bounds. Well, it turns out that no one is above their madness, not even the children. Can you imagine that? Little Lil Baby fans are not safe from getting rough handled by these same bodyguards. Because at an event in Atlanta, kids who waited outside trying to get a glimpse of their favorite rapper while screaming his name were introduced to the security in the worst possible way. Luckily, Lil Baby stepped in before things got too rough. Craziest thing Lil Baby has seen locked up in prison. A prison ain't a jail, and jails ain't prison. Lil Baby knows.
What was like your bottom point?
When I went to prison, like, that's the bottom of the bottom. They're like hell, goddamn.
Not jail, but prison.
Prison, like the jail, prison, to everything, you know what I'm saying?
Truth is, most rappers know this. And I ain't saying jails are any good, because anyone who's ever been in a county jail knows it's hell there too. What I'm saying is prison is bad, and the absolute worst things happen in the pen. But you gotta also know that prisons tend to be a kind of rite of passage for these rappers. All of your favorite rappers have been behind bars at some point. If they haven't, they either Canadian, zesty, or both.
How much prison time did you have to do?
I just got out. I've been out for like 6 months. I was locked up for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, level 5, like maximum security prison.
Lil Baby had gotten in on gun and drug charges, but before then, he had already racked up like felonies like 4 different cases. He was young and wild, and for each one of those cases, Lil Baby was initially supposed to get a total 6 to 9 months. He had good lawyers, and they got him on a program that lessened his sentence. But while he was in the program, the rapper got into fights. Soon enough, he was kicked out, resentenced, and given the worst sentence of 2 years solid. But that's not the story here. The story is the vile type of he saw while he was behind bars in max security.
Craziest thing you've seen locked up in prison?
Getting ear chopped off, like, blood ski everywhere like a movie, like from here all the way to the top of the ceiling, like. The Mexicans and the white dudes got into it. One of the Mexicans like chopped the white dude whole ear off.
Lil Baby says the white dude went deaf in that ear. Of course he did. You don't mess with the Mexicans, the Norteños or the Sureños. You don't mess with them. And it don't matter if you is a white skinhead racist. They've been in the game longer. They'll put you in your place. Now talking about white racists, Lil Baby versus the city of Paris. Paris loves hip-hop, no doubt. But you gotta admit, the French capital got a thing for messing with rapper lives. It did it to Kanye.
Right as I was about to fall asleep, I heard guys running up the stairs. They wanted my ring and my jewelry, so I didn't fight back. I just gave them everything, and they tied me up. They wrapped duct tape over my eyes and my mouth. It was the scariest thing I've ever been through in my entire life.
And more recently, we had the rapper M24 getting robbed in his Airbnb in the same Paris. And this didn't happen in some Paris slum. It was center of the city in a luxurious villa. Designer clothes, shoes, and an LV bag containing his passport all got stolen. Funny enough, the Airbnb owners didn't get any of their stolen, so the rapper felt they were in on it. In Lil Baby's case, and this was back in 2021 for the Fashion Week, the rapper was touring the city with NBA player James Harden. But old habits die hard, and Lil Baby got into it with the French cops when they arrested him in Paris for possession of cannabis.
That's why the whole world is texting me and DMing me, but I'm like, I know y'all see me going to jail. They like, you good? Nah, I'm not good. I'm in this. I went to jail a lot of times, right?
Give it to me.
But they speak English.
Give it to my dad. Yeah.
So now this like my first time going to jail, and I'm like a kid. Like I felt like a real kid.
Him saying kid is just tough talk for saying he was scared. And that's real right there. Can't blame the man. I would be scared too if I found myself in the jail of a city with 0 allies, where everyone is an op and where everyone got an incentive to target me. Because if you thought Americans were tough, those Europeans go much harder. Kind of reminds me of the ASAP incident. Anyway, you should know that while European criminals are scary as hell, their cops will always be below 12. American police are the real menace. Lil Baby versus the cops. Black rappers always have one issue or the other with the police. And it don't matter how big you are, you're never too big to be humbled by 12. The man being manhandled on the floor is Lil Baby, and the officer running the rodeo on top is a Georgia State Patrol. This was one of the first times Lil Baby would get in a really public arrest with 12. And the story goes that the rapper had been pulled over for failing to use a turn signal, reckless driving and fleeing, or attempting to elude authorities. In the written statement of the trooper who got him twisted like that, he says he observed an orange Chevrolet Corvette failed to signal when changing lanes. It increased its speed and began passing vehicles in a reckless manner in a high pedestrian area. He would later say that as he gave chase, Lil Baby began weaving between cars at a high rate of speed. It wasn't until the rapper found himself stuck in traffic that the trooper began to catch up. But even then, Lil Baby still attempted to escape by accelerating and changing lanes. But by that time, it was too late. And quite wisely, Lil Baby pulled over and cooperated with police, who ordered him to get out of his vehicle and lie on the ground. Of course, a crowd gathered, but thankfully there was no fuss, and the rapper was arrested without incident. It's crazy when you give it any thought because he was high or in some road rage or something. Was he hiding something? Because why else would he go out of his way to get into police issues like that? Well, whatever it was, didn't matter because he would be later released on bond, and you can see him here covering his face while making his way back to his car. Shortly after the rapper's release, he would hop on Instagram and post since deleted message on his page, shortly saying, "Shout out to the ones who get you through the process ASAP." This was back in 2019, and since he's not had any major incident with 12 since then, you could probably say that those days are behind him, right? Well, there's enough time ahead to find out. If you enjoyed this expose, click on a video on your screen to watch even more interesting mini documentaries like this one, and I'll see you there.